Long day today so far. It's even going to get longer here because Amy and I and Ava and Addie are going to Ohio. Ollie's going to stay and play baseball Saturday. We're coming back Saturday night and going to watch Ollie play baseball Sunday. So, lots going on today. We did drone for you guys. Now, the videos are going to be available in between the sets tomorrow. I wanted to make sure it turned out to be a nice day. I thought it was a good day to drone, and it certainly turned out to be a very good day to drone. Only a couple of breakers, I think, today. Punch made a break, which is a little odd for her. But I think she's getting to one of those hurdles we always talk about where the other horses were a month ago. You know, they can roll right up in there, but they still have to learn to go fast. They still have to learn to sprint and carry it. And I don't really know what took place today with her. James had lost her. I saw her make a break. Maybe he caught right up and finished right behind us. I don't know. When I came with Ready for Landing, a great day for Ready for Landing. We're going to talk about all those in a second. A great day for Ready for Landing, but didn't have the snake cord on him today. So you want to know the difference between a snake cord and a jawbreaker? It was on display today. It took about 3/8 of a mile for Ready for Landing to realize he had no snake cord in his mouth. And it was game on. Last half in like 103, 104, but he stayed trotting, which is important. That's what they're supposed to do. So we're going to talk about the babies in a second, but I do want to run through the qualifiers and the schoolers today. My 1% was awesome. I told you guys he schooled good the other day, and I told you he's coming good. His down, if you're going to look at weaknesses and strengths, his weakness is he doesn't eat real good. Picky at his lunch day. I thought after a great qualifier, he'd just dive right in and still picky. Always a picky eater. And he runs down behind a little bit. So you're always, by run down, they're literally, their bottoms of their ankles hit the ground. And they can bleed. So between shoeing and vet work and things, usually you can mitigate that. It's a tough thing to do with this guy, so we try to cover him up best we can. We'll see. But I'll tell you what, I was extremely impressed. I'm looking at his line right now. 158.3, 28 on the end of it, and he, that was raw power. That was all him. He was very, very, very good today. I was really impressed with him. You know, Renegade Gypsy, I'll be completely frank with everybody. I thought I walked up to him before the qualifier, and he looked a little lethargic. You know, there's a lot of sickness around right now. We had that splint crowd. We gave him a week. We qualified him the other day. He was okay. He was okay. And he was okay again today, 28.3 on the end of it. But when I went and looked at him in the stall before the race, before the qualifier, he just kind of hanging his head, just kind of looked down in the dumps a little bit. And, you know, quite frankly, I said it to Emily, who takes care of him, and Mario, we'll race him when he looks like he's ready to race. He doesn't look like a horse that wants to tackle anybody right now. Now, maybe he was just getting over the virus. He scoped good, so maybe he's just getting over the virus. I don't know. I'm sure, you know, I talked to Dr. Grosenbacher was the one talking to Mario and Emily. And, you know, my 2 cents on it is simple. Run some fluids into him, work him out this week, see how he feels. I know that there are a lot of my partners out there saying I'd like to see him race. Yeah, I would too. 56-1, he would get his face smashed in where he has to go right now in 56-1. He needs to be able to trot in 53, and although we know he will because he has, he just seems a little down in the dumps today. Now, will that change over the next 24 to 40 years? Quite possibly it will. That will be up to Mario and Emily to figure out. But as I said, my 2 cents would be, you know what? Let's race him when it looks like he wants to race. And it's not he's tired. He's not tired. He's nothing like that. It could be just him coming off the virus. And quite frankly, we trained a bunch of babies today, and although they only went in 219, 220, they were all blowing when they come in. Now, it is a very hot day. That plays a role. It's 27 degrees in the shade today, so it's a very, very nice day. That does play a role in the horses breathing and how they are, but did it play a role today? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. Only Renegade Gypsy can answer that. So I was happy with him. Mechanically, he looked great. Looked fantastic. He just needs to look a little sharper. And maybe he just needs a race. Maybe that's all he needs. So we'll leave that up to Mario. He can tell me what he thinks. He talked to the vet. He saw the horse qualify. We'll go from there. But both him and my 1% were good this morning. One sharp as a tack, the other one a little lethargic, but on his way forward. Now, the other thing Schoolers, man, what a good day for schoolers. Looks like money. A lot of people ask me, is he going to school? Is he going to school? Harry schooled him today. He was amazing. Didn't have the hobbles on, but James felt that maybe he may need them in a racing situation. So I believe the plan is to qualify him next week with hobbles on. I schooled how the hell, and he made a break with no hobbles on, so we went back out with hobbles on. James went with them last set. He was making a little noise, which was expected, but went a mile and 59 apiece, 2 minutes. We'll qualify him next week. He'll likely need 2 qualifiers, and then we'll decide what we're doing with him. I also went with brace for landing. He was amazing today. 58 like last quarter and 27 at a piece, and was really, really, really sharp. I was really impressed with him. But truthfully, the one that really caught my eye the most today, because I had just finished telling you about Absolute Euphoria and how she was, I had to watch her in the mile the other day. She was awesome this morning. Really, really strong. James said he went a mile in 56, 57, but he said she felt bomb-proof. Great. That is fantastic news, because when I went with her the other day, she was not bomb-proof. So she's ready to go now. The problem is she's in a maiden that's going in 53, 54 right now. Is she ready to go 53, 54? No, she's not. But we can put her in to go and see if she catches a soft group. If she gets a 3 starts in that maiden, could she pace 53, 54? Maybe. And there's going to be people out there saying, Anthony, when are we going to Ohio with her? We'll go to Ohio with her when we're certain she can fit in Ohio. I'm not going to Ohio to see her make breaks at Northfield Park or Scioto. When I get there with her, I want to know that she's going to be competitive. And it looked like she's well on her way to being that way today. She'll be entered in a maiden next week. My 1%, a maiden next week. Brace for landing, nominators a 2 next week. I'll drive my 1% and brace for landing. James can drive Absolute Euphoria. So that is what went on with the schoolers and the qualifiers. A great day at the track. Off the track, it's pretty good too. And you guys are going to see it. We're going to have the sets for you tomorrow. You're going to see them in video. The first set, how do we make out? I was a winner with Seasons of Love. Just hung on and beat. Time is on my side. Mounds for All was on the outside. Insider Trading far outside. And then George of the Jungle, McPaisley, right in behind me. Now, the one thing about today was the track was a little deeper, and it was really, really hot out. All the horses were blowing really hard when they come in. Some of them were a little tired, and this is where James and I kind of differ. He was a little perturbed with what shows set 3 was actually set 2, because James couldn't wait for the last set, so he wanted to go with Punch the Clock. Now, ready for landing, I ended up first over. We ended up going first set 19 or 20. It was perfect. All the horses were right there. It was a great set. The second set we went with was actually showing as set number 3, and that was Great Bet, Ready for Landing, Watch Your Mouth, Punch the Clock, Don't Talk About Bruno and Rito's Lady. Problem was Ready for Landing was a little wild today, and I liked his gumption. I liked the fact that he trotted through every turn, but he didn't. And he trotted through the turn after, too, so good for him. But he was pretty wild today. Last half in 104, 105 with him. James had made a break at the start, and then he said he followed up behind 1 mile in 2:18. And he said, she was tired today. I said, yeah? Well, James doesn't want them ever tired, ever. And that's just because James wants them. The horse is always sharp. And just the reality is, it is never the way, ever. You think there's ever been an athlete that ever got home and said, oh, how was your day today? Oh, easy. It was so easy. I went and did my work, and it was easy, and I won everything, and I barely broke a sweat, really. If truth be told, I barely broke a sweat. No, you're going to have people that, these horses have to have a great work ethic, and to do that, you really have to put forth a great effort. I would be upset if I didn't see them tired from time to time. Yes, I want her tired, because that's what I know. She bounced back. She ate all her lunch. She felt great. She was bouncing around her stall after. That went a long way to that filly. And I don't know why all the horses were tired today. Was it the heat, the track, the fact that they were all coming off the virus? Pick one. Take all 3. I don't care. At the end of the day, they're athletes, and they needed to work, and they did today. And I was very, very happy. Winter Bell's another one. Amy said she didn't want any more on the end of it. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry about it. They're now going a first half of 125 and a mile. We went the second set, which is listed as the third, went a mile in 2:16, 2:17, off a half in 11. I was at the half in 12. Ready for Landing was airborne today, a little wild. I wouldn't even say it was a huge step in the right direction. Yes, he stayed trotting. Yes, he did his work good. he was a little unmanageable. So somewhere between a jawbreaker and a snake cord is where we got to find ready for landing. But I was happy that he did he trotted the entire mile today. Great Bet was good. Watch Your Mouth was good. Bruno, Rito's Lady, Punch the Clock. Everybody's good in there. Yeah, Punch the Clock made a break. Who cares? She never makes breaks, and she didn't make a break because she was tired. And James said she was fighting the head pull. That happens also. Okay, we'll swap that head pull out for a line pull for now. I'm not going to fight with her, and she just needs to work. This is the work she's missing. She's doing it right now, so I'm certainly not unhappy. I was very happy with her and everybody else in that set. Oh, I mixed up two horses, Winter Bells, and said Amy. So Amy, we're in the last set with Winter Bells. Great Bet, Ready for Landing, Watch Your Mouth, Punch the Clock. Don't talk about Bruno, Rito's Lady. Everybody, you're going to see it. Everybody's good. Jimmy said Rito's Lady was a little bumpy. She needs to be shod badly. But as I said, I think the open house is going to be her last run until the fall. I'm actually looking forward to training her in 210, kicking her out in the field. I think she's going to be a nice filly for us in the fall. Just needs to grow up a little bit. A lot of them do. I went with Drebin in the last set. Now, that was a great set, and Drebin won the set, but his knees are bothering him. Very reminiscent, actually, of a 3-Point Blue Chip when he was a 2-year-old. We just took our time with him. He seemed immature. His knees bothered him, and we didn't push hard until he was ready to go. And I saw this exact same thing from him. Now, I don't think we had his knees x-rayed last week. They're not bad, but they are open. They do show changes, so we did have them injected, and he's jogged good all week. His mile today was fantastic. Like, when you watch the mile, this is a horse coming off the virus, new shoes on, I think made a break in his last training set. So this was the first training set in maybe 3 weeks where he was really on his game and on point, and knifed through late to get up and beat Lonely Lakewood at the wire. On the outside, Flashfly made a break right at the wire on Jimmy. I'm not really sure why. You just gotta, if you don't put Flashfly in overdrive, you just let her idle up into 5th gear and keep her there, she'll do a ton of work. And I think maybe just Jimmy saw me shooting through the middle, or maybe she did also, and just rolled off stride at the wire. Lonely Lakewood, we were right there together. Winter Bells was on the far outside. Flashfly in the middle. J-Port Beach Boy was kind of knifing his way through. Danny said Widespread Panic. I told him I didn't really want him on the front today. He said he was very good, but in the last turn, he said I just kind of lost him, but he did his work well. Now, Widespread Panic, one of those horses I told you was mentally a little immature. It's going to take some time. I have him penciled in quietly in my mind for August, so we'll see how that plays out. But the speed-wise, he won a mile in like 18 or 19 today and was very good. I liked what I saw from everybody today. In the first set, I don't think we had any breakers. Nope, not that I can see. In the second set, we had a break of Punch the Clock. Again, I don't really care. She rarely runs. I think that was it for breaks in that set. And then in the third set, we had Widespread Panic, who made a break, and Flashfly going under the wire. So out of 6, 12, 18 horses, 4 made minor breaks. Of those 4 that made breaks, most rarely do. And the one that was a favorite to make a break today, he was just wild and a little bit out of control, but did his work well and was very, very strong. So with that, you are now up to date. A great day here. And you know what else? I just watched Austral Hanover. The timer, Aaron Merriman let him bounce. He let him rock. 3/4, 123 and 3. He's 4th, beat 3 lengths, maybe 4 lengths in 52 and 3. Horse that won it was a 4-year-old. That was a good, somebody might look at that start and say, that's a hard start on that horse. He needed that. He needed to have the rust shooken right off him. Now when we go into the Stallion Series on June the 3rd with Austral Hanover, you're going to see a horse that's already been in 53 with aged horses. Sharp, raced from off the pace, in a hole, on the front. He's ready to rock, and I guarantee you Austral Hanover is going to take that loss today and suck all the good out of it and put it towards the rest of the year, because that's what kind of horse he is. So a great race from Austral Hanover. We have a number of other horses racing tonight. I hate ending the video with bad news, but the only bad news, nothing but a dreamer, temperature of 101.3 as I was leaving. Harry had the vet there scoping him just to say, and I said, listen, if you are concerned enough to have the vet come and scope the horse, just scratch him. He's got the whole year ahead of him. We're looking at the 29th of May as his first sire stakes. It is the 12th today. You scratch him today, you race him in a week, 10 days, and you have plenty of time to tighten him up for his first sire stake race, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So, not ideal. It's frustrating. We got to pay the starting fee tonight, but at the same token, the horses will be healthy. If we'd have raced him tonight, that may have actually put May 29th in jeopardy. But the keen eye of the caretakers, Nellie and her mom, and Harry making the decisions in the barn, scratch the horse tonight, and because of that, you can be sure by May 29th he'll be ready to rock. So a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We still have tons of horses racing tonight. Good luck to everybody tonight all over North America. A great day here from Ontario. Take care.